Tango Doflamingo here today, bringing you Wakfu, or Wakfu, whatever you want to call it, all about personal preference. So, here to you, bringing you Wakfu, episode 2 of season 3. I almost said 3 like this, but it'll be season 6. But season 3, episode 2. And guys, what I can say about this episode is that this episode was strictly, just like the title said, like father, like daughter, between Dally and Elely. I call her Elly. Okay, I'm going to call her Elly. If you want to correct me on the term, just tell me. And, well, let's get started. So, we open up to see, the same thing we saw in episode 1. Destroyed house and the crevice that they on, but we do see, Elly dragging Tristepin, or Dally, whatever you want to call him, just to find somewhere to escape the storm or keep her dad safe. And while she's dragging through all this, we see the Pandawa, Pooh, calling out for Elly, wondering where she is, saying, "Come on out, I'm not gonna hurt you." And she still has this face of, "I don't really care, I'm gonna get my dad safety." So he gets her dad safety, and we go to Tristepin waking up from his very bad beatdown, and Ellie's really happy to know that he's like alive. She says, "I thought you were dead. So happy you're alive." But Dally's first reaction is, "Where's Ava? Where's Floppin?" And she says, "Adam, I took them." And Dally gets really upset. He's trying to get up, but he can't because he can barely stand. As she says, "You can barely stand." He wants to fight, but she can barely stand. But she's telling Dally, "Hey, I can take care of the panda while you stay here and rest." And what Dally ends up saying is, "But you're too young." But what she brings up is the fact that he can't fight. So there's really nothing he can do except trust his daughter to fight the panda. And he says, "Fine, you can go do it." And she gets really excited, and I really like this because he really trusts. It's like the hardest thing a parent can do, which is truly let, like your parent wants to protect you from like everything and doesn't want any harm to come with you. But when it's time for that moment, for when they have to sometimes trust you, they got to make that leap of faith and hope that you'll do the right thing. That's what Dally had to do. He never wants to see his children in danger. We've clearly seen that from the OVA Ogress arc and from earlier this season. We tried getting his kids to go run and hide during the whole Adamite thing. And we realized that he really doesn't want his children to be hurt, but he realizes that he cannot just overprotect them to death. And what this leads to is a kind of weird type of fight between Pooh and Elly, due to the fact that when they're fighting, Pooh tries to explain himself, saying, we're wanting to use you for something great. Just come with me, you'll be fine." And it's like, "Nah, I think I'm about to break your face." And he like really just goes into this whole tangent of how she's being a bad girl and she needs to get a spanking and everything. And 85% of his hits are like on her butt. It's like she's getting a spanking. And we go to midway through the fight, we cut to the Sadida kingdom, where Amalia is still by her dad while he is dying, and her brother comes in saying, "You really need to get out of here. We have a kingdom to rule." And Amalia gets really upset. She's like, "Why do you not see our dad is kind of dying? So I would really prefer staying by his side." And they start arguing, and this has been their basis between the whole 3 seasons of season 1, season 2, and this season. They argue a lot, and it's mainly because they have 2 different point of views. The older brother, now I have that he loves his sister due to the fact that in season 1, he let her go on that adventure. And I think the brother has a bit of resentment towards his sister because she gets most of their dad's love. He really gets the only preparation for the kingdom type deal. And he gets most of the backlash of it. So I understand why he's a little bit upset. And this goes on to what's happening later once I'm done with this little tangent. And their father, Sharamshar, gets upset and tells them, "Are you going to argue even now?" And they when their father steps in, they kind of both shut up and don't argue. But Amalia still gets back and cleans to her father. And the brother has this weird look on his face, like this angry look, like, "I can't believe that you're taking her side and this is happening all over again. Like, he's really upset. He gets upset when his father takes Amalia's side over his. And I think in the back of his mind, he feels like he babies her too much. And I think when he dies, like, there's going to be a big conflict with Amalia's brother and her. There's going to be a big conflict that I have a feeling is going to go on later in this season. And really breaks my heart. And by the way, from what I said in episode 1, how I said we didn't see Elely, episode 4, and we didn't see Elely in the opening. I was wrong. I rechecked it. She's in the opening. My bad. But yeah, and we cut through. Hugo shows up and is like, "We have an emergency, like pronto." Brother gets upset and is like, "I can't believe you're doing this. You don't have an invitation." And I like how the dad steps in saying, "Shut up! This dude has saved our kingdom like a lot. He's theoretically part of us now." It's like having that person in the family, like your like son or daughter's friend, that it's really helpful with the family. He just shows up, opens the door, and you got the one person saying, "I can't believe you," and then the dad or someone's like, "He's might as well be as part of the family, so we shouldn't be upset with him." That's how he looks at it, and I believe that that's going to change when he dies. Like, when he dies, a lot of things are going to change. Like, I don't think Yugo's going to be able to just show up there anymore. Amalia's going to be kicked out or confined like she was originally in the first season to her kingdom. There's going to be a lot. He's going to be a big conflict and a big thing for Amalia to get over. And what we go to is Hugo explains that he tells Amalia what he saw, which is, "I think Dali's dead. Adam wiped up everything. I don't know what else." And then Amalia, he says, "We gotta go." Amalia says, "I can't. I gotta stay with my dad. I can't just leave his side." Dad gets pissed, like, "Oh, no. You are not. You are not just gonna stay here by me and let your friend die or or not help your friend that's in trouble. So I order you as the king to go help your friends." And she's kind of happy about this, but kind of sad at the same time. She hugs him because she doesn't want to leave. Prince gets upset because she's always going on these adventures when the kingdom needs her most. Like, these crazy adventures, except for season 2, except for the Ogress arc, when she actually went to fulfill her duty for her kingdom. Like, the one time he didn't get upset by that. But, yeah. He gets upset. Doesn't say anything. Just gets this weird, grrr face. And we cut off to that and we go into Elly and Pooh's fight, and it's still going terrible bad. Her butt hurts, so I love this part. She like sits her butt in the snow, and so obviously she's like, "Oh my god, this never felt so good." Because I don't know if some of you ever gotten it, but if you ever gotten like a spanking before, your butt gets a little red, and it kind of feels like it's on fire. So you're kind of like, "Oh, this hurts." But yeah. And there's a little bit of comedy in this fight, and it cuts to her realize she's becoming more strategic, to where she knows what to do when he's running towards her. Like, I don't say she's letting him hit him, but the tide turns when she like after she gets hit, grabs in the arm and just headbutts him. She took the turn that Dali ended up using at some point, I think in season 2, to literally use your head. Does anyone remember back when he used his head on Rubelax? He took Gultart's advice literally and used his head by hitting Rubelax exactly what she does. The entire fight is like bam, and we end up cutting back to Dali, who is really trying to come to terms. He's like, "I gotta get up. My daughter's in danger," because he can hear what's going on in the fight. He doesn't see what's happening. Doesn't see that she has the physical advantage over this. Like she's doing really good. All he hears is a bunch of grunting and hitting sounds. So if you hear all that and that's your daughter out there, or son, or whoever, your kid, you're probably gonna get concerned because you don't know what's going on. And so he tries to get up, and he's in a lot of pain, a whole lot of pain, to where he when he gets up, he theoretically says, "I gotta get up. I fought worse than this," and Rubelax says the same thing, and then he falls. And we get this scene that we only got the one other time, that was like in the beginning of season 2, where Dali dies again, like dies and goes up to the weird Yop heaven. But before he does, He's trying to stop because he doesn't want to go. Because his wife is in danger. Both of his kids are in danger. And he doesn't want to die like that. And Rublex is obviously saying, like, I can make a deal with you. And Dali's like, and this is another comment, he's like, what exactly do you want? He's like, it's something very simple. And Dali's like, think. Like he's doing a little Jimmy Neutron thing, like, and goes on to Rublex, like, I want to get out the sword. Rublex explains, I've been in that sword for forever. If you help me get out of the sword, if you set me free, I will do what I did last time and bring you back from the dead. And they do this quick cut to where he's getting sucked into the thing, and then he's all like, he comes back. Dally comes back. But guess what, guys? He has an arm now. His arm that he lost from that weird dragon thing is back. And he's all, and like he gets up, he's like, oh God. Oh my God, I have my arm again. And Rublex is like, say, hi, it's me. This is a part of our deal. And the deal is that if Rublex helps him find Ava and Floppin and rescue them, then he gets to be free. That Rublex gets to be free and does not have to be imprisoned into anything, that a sword, not that arm, or nothing. And it's a deal. Dally just says a deal is a deal. Perfectly fine with that. And so what he does is he goes to go, he discusses Rublex about this new form of his, but what the arm can do. And it turns out the arm can, anything that Dally can think of, the arm will go to. They're connected now. Him and Rublex are actually connected. So whatever the arm does, whatever the form Dally wants to take, he just has to concentrate, think of it, and it's there. So he tries making a sword, and I really love the animation. I was all like, and the first thing I thought of was like, go Power Rangers. But yeah, and he makes this very over sword, and Rublex saying, don't be stupid. Pick something that's going to actually work. And he's formed this cool spike thing, which I really hope he uses more, because I like it when characters have that weird thing where they can transform, or part of them can transform into anything. They choose generic things, even though I like the whole arm spike thing. That's like the best. I actually like it about a character now. I now part of me thinks it is a lazy type thing for animators, for making their job a little easier than having to draw that animation for them hands going like this and like all this blocking motion. We're really just gonna draw like theoretically a cone on the arm and just. I think that's really simple for them. Forget the bird there, but yeah. So we get that he rushes to where Pooh is fighting Elely, and he sees Elely get knocked back, and he's like, "Oh my God, do you need help?" And he like thinks he's about to jump in, but Ellie's like, "No, I don't need help. Why are you worrying about me? Do you see him?" And we get a look at Pooh, and the dude is beat up. His face is messed up. And I forgot to mention it earlier that they were fighting serious after that whole headbutt thing. Like he said, kid gloves off, I'm about to go into town. And we get this awesome, this is me backtracking, gets this awesome little scene of cuts by cuts when Dally's trying to recover. Gets little cut by cuts of them fighting. When they're fighting, she bites his finger, and I'm like, I thought that was hilarious. I like it when characters, like even kid characters, when they're fighting someone bigger than them, like you use like the cheapest tactics, like biting, kicking. Like she even hits him with a stick on the butt and says, "How do you like it, huh? How do you like it when someone hits you in the butt for no reason?" But after all that, he got beat up real badly. And Dad was like, "Fine, I'll let you fight him and see how this goes." And she like mops the floor with him. Like after Dally says that, she beats the crap out of him. She like headbutt. She even says, "Dad, my hands were too small to hit him, so I did what you said and I used my head." And Dally, this little conversation I have is like, it's really relatable because Dally had to do the same thing against Rublex, and he says, "Okay, hey, by the way, use your forehead so this way you don't hurt yourself." And she gets really annoyed because you know when your parents like see you do something that you know what you're doing, and they just tell you to do this so you don't get hurt. You get that little face like, "Oh my God, I don't get why you'd ever say that." That's exactly what he gives her, and she gives that face like, "Oh my God, Dad, why would you even tell me that?" And she does it, and he's like this, and he's like, "Yeah," and she like beats him to a pulp, and he ends up saying, okay, I give up, you win." And the little conversation that she has like, "So does that count as a win? Because he quit." And he's like, yeah, that counts. That just means he's a very, 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 very big wuss and or pussy. And it goes back. She's like, can I waste? You sure I just can't waste him? Wouldn't that count as a win? He's like, well, you don't waste people in our family. We don't do that. And she gets kind of annoyed. But she acts like she's going to. Like, he straight up says, as a trick to get Pooh to tell him what they need to, what she wants. Because Elely grabs a giant log and looks like she's about to, like, on him. And Pooh's like, oh my god, please help me. He's like, I don't know, fam. This is her fight. I can't control my daughter. So, and when she looks like she's about to do it, she just smashed it by his head, like right next to his head, and just sits on like, heh. And we get this little cute scene of Hugo, like, oh my god, this is such a bad review that I'm doing right now. Backtracking again, there's a point in time where they use Rule's little dig thing that if you remember, he used back in the OVA and season 2 to drill things. Gets there and Amalia thinks Dally's dead. Hugo says sees the trails like he's not dead. This is our Dally. Nothing can really kill him because she sees the ravine and she's like, no one's gonna survive that, and she forgets this is Dally and Dally theoretically can't die. Yes, I'm saying he can't die because it's face facts here. Name a point in time where besides the ending of season 1 when it first came out and everyone was like, oh my god, Dally's dead. Dally doesn't die. Dally doesn't, okay, he dies, but he just comes right back. And this goes back to the scene, back to current thing that's happening. Hugo's really happy to see that Dally's alive, and this is this big reunion between everybody. And Amalia's like, oh my god, you have an arm. How do you have an arm? And he shows that it's Rubelak's. And he tells them about the deal. And Rule does this little thing which is hilarious. He's saying he didn't have to do that. Because when a Guardian dies, their shoo is free. So he only did this because he's a softie and he really likes you. And Rubelak gets really flustered. He's like, shut the fuck up. If you say that again, I'm going to show you what real anger looks like. I'll show you who's really all soft and fuzzy. And it was really fun. But, they get to the point where Hugo, and I like this about Hugo, is that Hugo is able to just get his weapon at will. Like how I said in episode 1, how he's really grown to where he can shoot the energy blasts out. What he can do now without having the Elely cube or the doesn't need the Elely cube, doesn't need the Eliotropes. He can the Eliotrope Dofus, just to conjure his weapon. And I can imagine it's the same for the shield, since when he goes up there, he says, he's going to tell me where my brother is. And obviously, Pooh isn't scared. He just says, no need for empty threats, I'm not going to tell you. And Dally just is like, fine, we don't really need to tell you. You should be glad that I'm feeling good, or my daughter would have wasted you back there. And they shake him, and they get the recall potions. If you remember what recall potions do, they take you to the last place that you can think of, or a place you can think of. Like, if you have a set destination in those recall potions, that's where you're going to go. So, this is going to go straight into episode 2. But let's go into the case of... This is, like, theoretically the end of the whole episode review. And I really liked the episode. I really did. It's full of comedic moments. It was your comedic moments, good fight scenes. I feel like we could have gotten the whole Amalia bit in her spiel. About that little conversation between... Amalia and her brother could have gone down in the episode 1 with the Amalia thing, but I digress. That was pretty good. But it was a really good episode. It was very funny. Elely is like my favorite character. Right under Hugo, but right above Evangeline. My baby Evangeline, I'm sorry. When you had that fiery ball demon as a daughter, fell in love. And this was a good episode. I do have a couple of things to say after this, due to the fact that really it's very curious how Hugo can conjure his weapon now and shoot his beams. I think he has full control of his portals, and how fast he did that super speedy thing that we saw him learn in season 1 but couldn't master until, like, I can't even say mastered it season 2. But yeah, Hugo's really becoming more adaptive in his powers. He's really mastered the amount that he knows how to do. And what I can say about Elely is that she is exactly like Dally. Like, exactly like Dally in season 1 and season 2. Except as a girl. She's a freaking beast. And from what I'm seeing, that she's inheriting the god powers from her dad. Well, that her dad used to have. And I like all this exposition that we're getting, and all this, because this is building up to them finding Adamai. This is building up to conflicts that's going to go along with Adamai and Yugo, Amelia and her kingdom. And she said she would tell Yugo about what's happening with her father, so I guess I got off-screened. I can imagine this is going to be brought up again later on. What exactly has her dad so sick? What I can say also is that these bitches have loyal as fuck servants. Loyal as fuck servants. To where when Yugo pulls out that sword and Pooh's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about your threats. I ain't saying nothing. And we know Yugo isn't going to kill someone. It's not in Yugo's character to, like, physically kill someone. I'm going to say it's in Adamai's. I think Dally would do it if he given, like, if someone killed Evangeline, oh, they die. They die right there. I think he was halfway to beat the crap out of Pooh if it wasn't for his moral compass. Old Dally would have been like, death, 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 death. I think. No, he wouldn't. Rublax would have, though. But, it's proving that all our characters have grown exponentially since not only the OVA episodes, but since, like, we first met them at the beginning of the series. They've grown a lot, they've gotten a lot stronger, and I think Yugo has matured just a wee bit in this. Like, even from these just 2 episodes, I've shown how much he has matured. And I know I don't have a lot to say in this episode, because there really wasn't a lot to say in this episode. It was like be your average episode for Wakfu, even though more or less Wakfu is more sometimes slice of life and exposition based. When you get the action scene, it's really good to see, because I don't think Wakfu has ever failed in their action scenes or exposition or giving stories. And I love how they can, like, sneak little sex jokes here and there without anyone noticing. But yeah, it's really good to see, like, everything that's happened with everyone. Out of everyone that I enjoyed character development, who's had it the most, I really think it's Rule. Because if you think about how he started in the beginning of the series and where he is now, that's like a huge step up. Huge step up. And when they take the recall potions, we get a scene with Junior, Big O Junior in the machine. Since he says he needs those to get back, I can imagine that he's going to use Rule's machine to get back to where he is, Pooh. He's going to get back to where he is and meet up with his compatriots. As we can see, they need Elely and their kids for something. He said he wants you to be the new Yop goddess, and you can imagine this means that something bad has to happen to Dally, because Dally is the Yop god, like the reincarnation of the Yop god, just without the powers, because Gultard has the powers. It still has me guessing on how in God's name is. How did God name it? Adamai admitted that he cheated, but I don't believe that. I believe that he cheated. But there's gotta be someone who helped him beat Gultard, which I always assumed. You're not gonna beat Gultard because he's one of those characters that when he shows up, shit's going down. You can't beat him. Whoever he's fighting is godly and he's beating the crap out of him. He ain't gonna try until, like, much later in the season. You really can't find anyone who could beat him. He's like that guy that if someone beats him, the rest of the characters ain't doing it. So the fact that Adamai cheated, whoever did it, or whoever, you know, said they could do it is pretty dang amazing. But that's all I have to say about this episode. I'm going to say this episode seems a pretty average episode. A lot more I'm gonna say it's slightly better than the first episode. You know, I still gave that praise. I'm still giving this episode praise. I'm giving this season praise so far because I haven't been bored. I get excited for every episode that I watch. I'll give this about decent middle ground at 9 out of 10. Slightly higher than the last episode, but still a 9 out of 10. Not gonna give it any lower because it was a good episode. I didn't find any problem with it. Only reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 episode because it was a pretty average episode. And nothing really spectacular kind of happened. And I really, this episode was pretty decent for me. Showed my girl Elely kicking some butt. Getting her butt literally whooped. But, yeah, that's all I have to say for you guys. And, my usual thing is, like if you enjoyed what I had to talk about. Like if you agreed with what I had. Dislike if you want. It's all about you. It's cool to do that. I won't be upset. Well, maybe a little bit. But, secondly, comment if you have anything you want to discuss about this series, what I could do better, my setup even, if you want me to, like, get a bunch of pictures and put them back there, like, tape, get a whole bunch of Wakfu anime junk just up there so you don't see this giant ball of light, like, right there, then, yeah, just tell me about that. And if you just want to recommend me a series or so on and so forth, then I got you. Secondly, subscribe. I saw that one subscriber that gave me that 16. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are now at 16 freaking pirates. We have 16 Tango pirates on this awesome ship of ours. Come on, guys. 4 more subscribers. 4 more, we reach 20, and then I can do a 20 subscriber special. I know y'all want to see that. I told you guys, if you give me the 20 subscribers, I swear to God, I'll go to Walmart, buy one of those freaking animal heads, and do a review with that on my head. Think I'm lying. I'm gonna do it for you guys. I'm gonna do it. And, yeah, subscribe, please. Please do. Do it. Do it. I see you. Hit the subscribe button. Please. I need you. And if future me sees this, tell people to refer back to the video. They know what Wakfu is, or if they did and they watched season 3. Come back here. Please. Lastly, share this video. Share this video to your friends, your family, your neighbor next door that you know likes anime and or Wakfu or any of these series from my top 10 or top 5 that people will like. Please refer back to me. Tell them, yo, this guy's amazing. Tango del Flamingo. Bam. And last one to tell you guys, thank you for all the support you've given this channel. Would not have been here without you. Would not probably have kept going without you guys. Love you guys a lot for everything that you've done for me. I know most of this episode, like this review of these 5 minutes is me doing this, but I really want to give this chance to thank you guys for what you've done for this channel, and thank you guys a lot. Now, in the day, my Tango Pirates, I ask you guys to be safe off in them seas. Be safe, my pirates. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves.